I feel no different.
We all have birthdays. I have a birthday, you have a birthday, pretty much everyone on Earth has a birthday. Unless you don't have a birthday. Then you don't exist. Shut up, you're fine. Speaking of birthdays, my birthday is around this time. How old am I turning? It's confidential. I'll tell you, but only if you want to get arrested by the government. And speaking of the government, have you heard of today's sponsor? It's nobody. Why am I so lonely? But going back on topic, Stick Dude's birthday is September 24th. My birthday is March 7th.
Well, how old will you be turning?
I literally just told you. I'll be turning...
FBI, open up!
Well, I warned you. You're a goner.
No, wait, please. Just tell me how old you're turning.
Well, now that that's dealt with, let's move on. Parents and friends have always told me that every year you can have a birthday party up until you turn 10 years old. Then the parties just stop. And I was just a dumb kid, so I went with that logic. I just thought that once you turned 10, that was your last birthday party. And then from then on, every time it was your birthday, you would just get a pat on the back and a slice of cake, and then nobody cared after that. But no, I was completely wrong. You do get somewhat of parties from 11 and forward. They're just not invite 20 kids kind of parties. When I had a party after I turned 10 years old, it would always be invite a few friends and we would all go do something fun. So, man, you were way off. My mom was so loving and caring of me and my siblings that she would always take us out to do something really fun for our birthdays. Whether it was bowling or arcades or trampoline parks, no matter where we went, it would be fun. And if something bad ever happened, who would be there? My mom. So shout out to you, Mom. Thumbs up, subscribe, like, everything, because you're an amazing person. I'm gonna stop for a minute so I can talk about one thing in particular, though. Trampoline parks. My mom would always tell me and Ryan to pick a place to go for our birthdays. And whenever we picked a trampoline park, sometimes she would try to urge us to pick a different place. She's never really liked trampoline parks, and honestly, I see where that comes from. She just cared a lot about our safety. So, that's another thing to add to the good mom list of my mom. Oh, and she also gave birth to me. I can see where a parent's concern would be about a ton of little children jumping around a trampoline park like lunatics, and also possibly getting hurt. Speaking of getting hurt, I would like to talk about one trampoline park in particular. Urban Air. Every time I've ever gone to Urban Air, I've always found some way to get hurt. And being frankly honest, I still remember the time when I jumped so hard and landed in the wrong position and I smashed my pinky. And I went crying to my mom, because she's a nice and caring person, like I said earlier. I eventually had to ice my finger for a little bit, but yeah, I was back on the trampolines after a little while. And just some FYI, sorry for the big noises in the middle of that last part. I was flicking something while I was recording, that's why you heard those. Anyway, moving on. I kind of feel bad for my parents, because since me and Ryan are twins, and we have such different personalities, we were never able to agree on anything, or what type of cake we wanted. So my parents would always have to get 2 cakes, and my friends would eat my cake, and Ryan's friends would eat his cake. And trust me, when you look back at it now, it's a lot of wasted money, so sorry, Mom and Dad. It was partially Ryan's fault too, okay? I remember for my 9th birthday, and yes, quite coincidentally, it was at Urban Air, I invited my friends, and Ryan invited his friends, and I had a Stickbot cake, which, if you look up Stickbot, no, my channel's not based off of those things, but they're little figures that have suction cups on their limbs, and you can just stick them to things and make stop motion with them. And Ryan got a Dallas Cowboys cake, because, he loves football. I think he got that from my dad. Pretty sure he got that from my dad. Going off on a miscellaneous tangent, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know that when I was little, I used to live in New York. And for one of my birthdays in New York, I remember having a Lightning McQueen cake. And for those of you who don't know this, Lightning McQueen is my absolute favorite Disney character. He always has been, and he may always will be. I have a special place in my heart for Lightning McQueen. And a lot of merchandise. Don't blame me. You would do the same thing too if you loved something so much. Now, when adults have birthdays, they usually get a couple friends together and celebrate it with some dinner. And with their families. If they have families. Anyway, that's not the point. My point is, adults celebrate their birthdays with adults. But when a kid has a birthday, it all depends on what day it's on. Because when a kid has a birthday during the week, if they're not on a break, it means their birthday's on a school day. And you never know how that's going to turn out. It all depends on the teachers and children you're surrounded by, and if those teachers and children are nice. Because if they're jerks, they can possibly ruin your entire birthday. And you wouldn't want that. There was a kid that I used to be friends with in elementary school, and when it was my birthday, in the 5th grade, I remember going over to him and telling him, "Hey, it's my birthday." So he went over to a really popular kid and said, "Hey, it's Matthew's birthday." And then they just both congratulated me on my birthday. And that made me feel nice, because when you're in school, there's always these popular kids that you always want to hang out with, but you never feel like you're cool enough to be with them. So them congratulating me on my birthday, yeah, it made me feel really nice. Also, I was just rambling at that point. No idea why I said them. It was only one popular kid who congratulated me, so it should have been him. But it still made me feel like the king of the world at that point. And I had a good birthday morning. I forgot how the rest of the day went, but that doesn't matter. Moving on. If you have a birthday on a weekend, it's very different from a school day birthday. Because instead of doing hard work all day for your birthday, you get to chillax and do absolutely nothing, hopefully, if you don't get attacked by chores first. Trust me, chores are not a cool thing to do on your birthday. But we all have to do them sooner or later. So kids, don't procrastinate until your birthday to do chores, because then it hits hard. Just trust me. This year, my birthday is actually on a Sunday, so I'll be able to celebrate it with friends and family, and I may go out for dinner to celebrate. You never know. So, happy birthday to me, and happy birthday to Ryan, because he's an amazing person too. Him and my mom, and my dad, and my older brother are all going to celebrate and go out to dinner and do all that fun stuff. Anyway, catch you on the next video, and I'm gonna go. Brush your teeth. Because even on your birthday, you don't want cavities from eating cake.